Hi everyone, Keith Arkenberg Farms. It is now getting to the last week of January, getting ready to go into February, and now is the time that we need to starting our transplants to go out in the field here in March and then April once our last frost pass. Now, obviously, I can't do it out here. It is completely cold, snowy, below freezing constantly. I can do it in a little greenhouse like this. Not too terribly expensive to heat, but not very practical. Instead, on the farm, we've moved to doing them all inside. So let me show you my setup. Oh yeah, much better in here. This is actually our old walk-in cooler. Essentially just a 2x4 built insulated shed. It's got R13 fiberglass bats in the wall. I did add some additional foam on the back wall, 1.5 inch poly isonurate, I believe. That doesn't sound right. Isosonurate, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, inch and a half. But that was because it was getting too hot in here. Now we're not cooling it. We really don't have to worry about it. Now we're using it to actually heat, and during the summer, we also do starts in here and cool them. So I still have the window air conditioner set up in here. But back to what we use. So what we use is a grow rack and lights. Very simple setup. I'll have to show you a couple things. I'm gonna turn you around. I'm gonna have to turn the lights off on this because it does some weird stuff with the camera sometimes. So I'll flip you around, show you, and talk you through the construction and how we use it. Here's what it looks like when it's on. So you can see it's really hard to see. There's actually 5 lights per rack, which I should go more, which I'll get to here in a second, and then 3 on the top. This is our microgreen level in here. There we go. Now we can actually see the construction. So this is a 4-foot baker's rack, 4 foot wide. It's 16 inches deep from front to back, and we actually have, there's 4, 2, 3, 4, so 4 inches in between the shelves all the way up this whole entire rack. Now if you put this many shelves on it, you will have to buy more shelves separately because the kits usually only come with about 5 of them. And then up on our top row, like I said earlier, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so about 7 to 8 inches in between that, and that's for our microgreens. We also only have 3 lights up here, and that is specifically because we want the microgreens to actually stretch and get taller, so less light makes them elongate, and that's why we have more room up here so the light's further away. The most important part of this is we start everything in our standard. Well, this is a 50, but a 98 cell flat. We got it in a sturdy bottom watering tray so we can lift it up and water from the side. And then the lights are literally about 2 inches off the top of the flat. I find that best for most starts because we don't want them to get leggy. We want them to pop and stay nice and short and stocky and then grow up towards the lights. Now again, up here on the microgreen rack, like I said, we have 3 lights up here. That's to limit the light. On the rest of this rack, we actually have Barina LED lights. And I'll show you how they are actually attached to this rack. But first, don't forget to head over to arkenbergfarms.com, scroll down near the bottom, Digital Tools and Training, Market Garden Farm School. This is where you can join the Market Garden Farm School, join Seed Time for free, or download the Ultimate Supply Catalog, which has the links to everything that we use on our farm. It's actually a supply list for us as well. And new is our Amazon affiliate storefront. This is where we have everything we use on our farm and everything I feature in our videos in one simple place to purchase the exact item that we have on our farm. Again, this is an affiliated storefront, so small proceed helps fund producing the videos we make teaching others how to farm. So this is the coolest thing about these lights. They have little connectors on the ends, and you actually just put them through the grid on both sides of the racks. Because these are 4-foot wide lights, the plugs actually stick out and actually hold them in place. I've found it best you can do up to 8 of these on a single run, but if you're actually wanting optimal lighting on here, I'd advise doing 6. We're getting away with 5, but when I first start out in the season, I will place my first start down here, so I'm getting light from here and here. So I'm getting 2 levels of light, so essentially 10 levels of lights, and they are awesome and stocky. And I'll work my way down the rack and do the same thing. That's because those are going to be in here a little bit longer. Now, once things really get going, I will stack every single shelf in here, and we essentially just have it running down to a power strip that feeds off of a timer, and that's the operation on it. So I'm sure you just heard the little heater turn on. That is just a little tiny cheapo heater, but it is analog. It is not digital. So I can turn the controls basically to medium-ish because I don't like pushing that much power through an Inkbird heating controller. So I set the temperature. We're set at 74 degrees in here because that is the best temperature I've found for getting things to germinate and grow inside of these places. Plug it in, turn it on, it does its own thing. So right now it's about 73, 72 degrees in here. During summer, opposite operation, click on my window air conditioner, which I have all taken apart for being an old CoolBot system. Turn that thing on, click it to 74 degrees as well. It runs when it needs to. That runs when it needs to. Try to separate the temperature enough to where they don't fight. The one thing is, because I'm in a little bit of a smaller area, it's actually like an 8x8, and I've got the door knocked out of the corner here, so I lost a major portion of it. We have real bad humidity buildup. I bought a little tiny humidifier or dehumidifier. Not the best in the world. It pulls some water out of the air, but not as much as I'd like to. It usually sits around 74, 75%, which is actually great for the starts, but not for the microgreen rack. They do not like being that humid. And I think this thing might actually got burnt out during a power surge. One other thing with the lights. There's 4 different color temperatures of these Barina LED lights. The blue ones are the absolute best. With this rack, I actually have different colors on it, which is really hard to see. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it. There's oranges and blues. The blues do the best. I've set up whole racks of each individual and did tests with microgreens in here, and the ones with the blue lights way outperform everything else. So that's what you're looking for. That's what you really want. So it's the way we do it on our farm. So not only do I use this indoor grow rack for starting my plants really early in the year when it's too hot to go outside, I also use it exclusively all season for germinating transplants. All of our lettuce plants come in here for germination. We water in the flats, just like we will here in the winter. Water them, plant them, bring them in, slide them underneath the racks, turn the lights on. That way, when the plant germinates, light immediately. We get consistent germination in here because it's kept at a constant temperature. It's great. Water them, slide them in, come in a couple days to check on them during the prime growing season. You're in here about every day anyways, watering, keeping track. Wait for them to come up, water them again. You can take them right out to the prop house once it becomes warmer outside. Or I actually found this year during the summer, if I left my lettuce starts in here for 2 weeks from the time I originally brought them in, they actually did better in the field in the prop house. It gave them a little boost when they were smaller and it was just so hot out. They just didn't like that initial go. And here they get it, and once you take them outside, they just take off. So, pretty simple, pretty easy. Be sure to check out my Amazon affiliate store. I've stocked this stuff in there, so you can go check that out. It is amazon.com/shop/farmerkeith, all at one word. It'll be down in the show notes too. So go check that out. Other than that, hope y'all like what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day.